I'm joined with Jennifer, singer-songwriter. I didn't even bother trying the last name. I'm gonna let you do that for me. How do you pronounce your last name?
It's Emard.
Emard. Okay. Wow.
Mhm.
I I really thought I was gonna mess that up, but I'm glad I didn't. So, but it's worth to ask just to make sure. So, first off, I appreciate you being on the show. Thank you for being on. I appreciate it.
Oh, thanks for having me.
So, how's everything holding for you since this whole pandemic? Health wise, everything on your end. How's everything going?
It's been going good. Things got slow for a little bit, but I'm actually keeping a pretty busy music schedule, fortunately. Um, so things are good. Been able to do a lot of writing and um, working on projects and have a new release coming out. So it's been pretty productive.
So, I'm on your website and the short bio, the more than music section, and it says Jennifer is an indie pop singer slash songwriter with an organic, soulful voice. I like that. Her live shows are a combination of music, storytelling, and my favorite part of that sentence, humor. Uh, how would you, Jennifer, define the humor that you present to the audience through these shows? That's what I want to know.
Oh, I just kind of play off the crowd, and I do a lot of writing, and I talk a lot about my life because I don't get a ton of adult conversation. I have 4 kids at home, and so I tend to just talk about my day and the tragedies and and accidents that come from it, and it's a lot funnier when you say it out loud than when you're sitting in the closet rocking back and forth crying. So it's a good time.
Definitely. So, you talked about being able to do shows, and everything. Obviously, when this pandemic started, places had to shut down for a while, and a lot of
Mhm.
musicians had to be at home doing remote shows, like um, virtual shows per se. And now with things reopening, having to follow these guidelines and wearing masks 6 feet apart, and now you've gotten to perform doing everything uh, with since places have reopened. Like, how do you as a performer? I feel like performers take pride of seeing everybody smiling, dancing, and nodding their heads. Now, you see the nodding head part, you see the dancing, but the face-to-face interaction with people wearing masks, not being able to see those smiles and everything. Like, how does that feel for you as a performer when you out there performing and people have to mask and you're not able to see that facial reaction to your performance?
Oh, it is different. I do right now. I'm not doing a ton of huge venues because there's not a lot of venues that I would play to take the band right now
Mhm.
open at the moment. But so I'm doing a lot of wineries and restaurants, mostly restaurants, and of course people have their masks off when they're eating
Right.
most of the time. So I'm able to still read that, but I just it is different. It's a totally different world performing right now. I walked into one venue and there's a piece of my stage is roped off. No, I can take my mask off while I'm singing, but this one venue I walked in, they had me standing behind plexiglass to sing,
Ooh.
and that's a totally different feeling. You feel very isolated. Of course, you can't go out and shake hands with people.
Right.
You tend to back up, and then, people are, dropping money in your tip jar or whatever, and you're like, should I sanitize? There's just a lot of things that have changed that you don't think about until you're actually out there doing it. But I'm just happy to be out able to perform at the moment, because I know so many artists aren't, and I've been really fortunate and blessed to be able to do 2 and 3 gigs a week, and which is not as much as I would like to be doing, but it's a lot more than some are able to do. So I'm just happy to be out doing it.
Right. Wow. So you said on one place in particular that's like a shield, like in the stage, and you like performing in front of a shield type of thing.
Yeah, they taped a little, or hooked a little piece of plexiglass. I was in a little restaurant, and they taped some plexiglass, or had it attached to a microphone stand, and I was supposed to stand behind that and sing, I guess, because I guess we don't want my spit to travel through the air.
that accuracy. But I mean, I guess I can understand that. Take all the precautions as needed. Feel like if you don't get too close to the person, you probably won't have to feel that spit to begin with. I don't know. That's just me. Maybe it's a little too nitpicky per se, but I guess I understand it. And like you said, you happy to get out there, perform, see people instead of, your home and your bed and your couch. That's at least you're out there doing something. At the end of the day.
Yeah. And it depends too. Like, I live just east of Dallas in Texas, and of course Dallas is a big hot spot.
Yeah.
So when I go perform in Dallas, it's very it's very different than when I go perform out in the rural areas. So I will go 2 and 3 hours, away from Dallas into rural areas, and there's nothing. There's no precautions going on out there. It's very different depending on the area that you're going in.
Right. So I see that you are a part of Publicity Nation.
I am.
So shout out to Jill. I always make sure to do that because she's one of the most hardworking people that I've networked with this year, if not probably the most hardworking person. And her roster with so much variety, from pop to country to hip hop, R&B, hip hop, etc. You being an artist yourself, you being an independent artist and all, like how do you feel just being part of a PR like Publicity Nation has just, giving you, opportunities, platforms to get yourself out there as an artist?
Oh yeah, and I just started working with them, and I can already tell they're such hard workers. Jill's in contact with me constantly, and the roster that they work with is such amazing talents, and I know of the people that they work with, and so it's just a great honor to even be listed amongst those that they already have. They're on top of their game. They know what they're doing.
Definitely, they do. Check out Publicity Nation, and now that things are back open in certain states anyway, these artists, like you said, very eager to get out there and perform. They do what they can, follow the guidelines and all that, and they were reliable artists, good people, like Jennifer here. So go to Publicity Nation, check them out, show that support your local artists and venues, and tip the bartenders, the waiters, waitresses, help them out as well. So obviously you're out there performing, but as far as music, writing songs and stuff like that. Could we expect some new music for Jennifer in the coming weeks and months as we get into the last portion of 2020? Do you have any new music in the works?
I do. I have a lot of exciting things happening. I have a single that is going to be released very shortly, and I'm really excited about it. And it was produced by an amazing artist in his own right, David Carr Jr., who's an amazing sax player. And it's got this he and I worked together to get this really cool vibe on it and very raw vibe. And then I worked with Jesse Prince Jr. too to get some great interpretations of the song. So I think it's going to be really cool when it comes out, and so I'm excited to see what happens. But that'll be coming out soon, and all the details and release dates and stuff will be listed on the websites and everything and social medias.
Okay, definitely looking forward to that. As far as upcoming shows, what are some shows you have coming up that people in the certain areas need to keep an eye on in the Texas area, per se?
Yes, I will be in the Louisville area on Monday, performing there. I think my website has my schedule on it, but then I'll be in Addison and Garland all next weekend. I'm going to be in the Dallas area this next week, and in October I'm going to be traveling a little bit to out of the Dallas area to East Texas and around that way. So East and South Texas next month, but this month I'm sticking around Dallas.
Dallas girl indeed. I think you're turning into Dallas' favorite singer with all these appearances. You keep going. They keep wanting you. They want more Jennifer. So I'm just saying, with all these appearances, like you be around Texas, but Dallas loves Jennifer. I'm just gonna put it that way.
Oh yeah, I force it on them though. I'm like, you will love me. I'm sticking around. So,
Oh, so you basically just leaving your mark. Like I'm here to stay no matter what. Like you stuck with me. Deal with it.
It's forced affection.
Forced affection. That's a nice way to put it. That is a nice way to put it. Go ahead and promote your website, social media links, and where else can people follow you on these websites?
Yeah, if you go to jenniferemard.com, and Emard is EMARD.com, there's links to my YouTube and my Facebook, and my Facebook is and my Instagram also is at JEM Band Official. So Jim Band Official at on Facebook and Instagram.
So definitely check out all those links. Follow her on all those social media sites, and be on the lookout for new music for Jennifer. It is coming. Summer is winding down. Fall is approaching. Jennifer's got new music on the way. So stay tuned for that. Jennifer, it was great chatting with you. Thank you so much for being on the show. Appreciate you. Keep doing your thing. I look forward to hearing the new music from you in the future. And continue success and be safe.
All right. Thank you so much for having me on.